What a beautiful way, really. First of all, assalamu alaikum, which means peace be upon you. This is such a huge honor. Thank you, Dr. James, for that beautiful intro. Thank you, Creative Morning Dubai, for allowing me to be part of this, and thank you for everybody who's joining us. Really, it means a lot to me, and I am so honored. You don't understand. Like I'm just really really honored. Even Woody right here is saying peace and blessings and love and all that good stuff. So salute. Okay, so I want this to be as hopefully as interactive as possible as well. Please, like Dr. James said, make sure that you send in your questions, and we'll actually take it forward right now. So again, very very honored to be here, and this whole thing about being radical. When Dr. James was telling me about it, and when the team was telling me about it, I was like, wow, it's interesting. So I want to kind of take you through my journey and take you through my life in a way, and hopefully by the end of it, kind of um, have your mind think differently, or because that's exactly what happened to me, and I'm going to tell you my story, and maybe hopefully if it inspired you 1%, then that's really that's the great thing. So okay, I just want to make sure that you guys see this. You guys see this? Let's give me a thumbs up. Cool, perfect. Okay, great. Okay, so my name is Hassan. People call me Big Hass. I'm, the reason with the just to get that out of the way, what the nickname is, because it's always confusing for a lot of people. Hassan, Hass short, and I kind of grew a little bit bigger. People, there's nothing philosophical about the name Big Hass, and it's just kind of been circulating with me, ever since I started blogging, which is actually the reason of how this whole thing started. Back in 2007, so I'm from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and we, as a Saudi, I was not allowed to go to an English school, to an international school, back then. So I went to a Saudi school, and unfortunately, the English there was not up to the standard. So I started learning English at the age of 16, and which is kind of crazy. My dad one day, God rest his soul in peace and power, he walked in one day, and I had an afro, and he said, "Son, you are just getting kind of fatter and stupider." And I was like, "Whoa!" In Arabic, he said that, so it's less harsh. Um, and I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "You have no English." And this is where actually he sent us to. We kind of relocated to Sharjah, and I went to the International School of Shuwaifat, and this is where I actually started learning English, and I fell in love with music generally and basketball. So I used to tune into basketball games at 5 a.m. in the morning UAE time, and listen to the broadcasters kind of go crazy, and I got that accent from them, and I fell in love with music, and I actually learned English from that, and this is kind of really incredible. Um, so kind of to fast track a little bit, the whole thing with me, guys, started in 2007. um I'm just a regular kid listening to whatever the mainstream media gives me, being spoon-fed entertainment, to be honest. And this is a very important term for me. We're all being spoon-fed, and this is why this topic is really important. Sometimes you got to question what you're being fed and given. And before that, before 2007, I wasn't really questioning anything. I was just giving anything, and kind of accepting it and putting it in my system. But then, the crazy part is, uh, so I have this picture here, and it says, "Who would have known?" And obviously, who would have known that a blue-eyed kid, Saudi Arabian, national, would go on and host Saudi's first and only FM hip hop radio show, would go on and speak to the founder of hip hop, would go on and do a lot of things for the local and regional artists, would go on and just also change how people think about hip hop, and would go on and have a hero with my son who's autistic. So it's just all these things. Sometimes you just look back, and I think I've always been kind of revolting in a way ever since I was like kind of really really young. And subhanallah, this whole circle kind of You moved. So, like anything in life, like I've been saying, there's a catalyst, and for me, the spark was, um, yeah, this is Shaquille O'Neal, and when people, this is the face when I tell people I do Arabic rap. This is how they look at me, like that, like Arabic rap, really. Um, like anything in life, you guys, there was a spark, and these four artists right here in 2007, I heard all these artists. Omar Fendem, who's a Syrian American, artist. Shadia Mansour, who's a Palestinian British MC. Narcy, or the Narcissist, he's an Iraqi Canadian rapper. Loki, who's a British Iraqi rapper. Why am I saying this? Because these four names in one night in 2007 kind of just, I stumbled on their music on YouTube. And it was, my wife would tell you it was life changing because I was a different person a night before. It was just like that. And this is why, for me, it's crucial. Now, why? What's the reason? It's because if you're from the Arab region, you would understand that 99.9999% of the music that we listen to is habetek habetini. You love me, you love me, you miss me, you cheated on me, you blah blah blah. It's that kind of thing, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, but we wanted more than that. There are community issues, there are social issues, and yes, there are political issues. We are living in this, you know, it's that area. So when these guys started rapping and I'm like, what? First of all, I was like, how come these guys are not supported on the radio, and how come we don't have these guys on? How come I never heard of these guys? And how come? And all these questions kind of came flooding in like crazy. And um, back then, I didn't know what to do but launch a blog. And to be honest with you guys, if you see the first post of my blog in 2007, you will see that it has no creativity whatsoever. It was just like the post, and it was like a fist, and it was like radio speakers and microphone, and I was like all over. There was no, it was not studied. I just wanted to start, which in this case, just start whatever it is that you want to do. Really,
Haas, I want to
yeah,
interrupt you
yeah.
for a
Go
second.
ahead, sir.
Your slides aren't advancing. Have you advanced them past the big Haas?
Oh, no, 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 yeah, 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 no, not yet, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much, sir. Yeah, God bless you, sir. God bless Dr. James, man. One of the very few people that showed love. So, and this is where obviously Revolt blog came, and the blog is actually a combination of two words. So I have a blog called Revolt in Saudi Arabia. Yes, one of the most conservative countries in the world, but I- I'm not doing anything wrong against my culture or religion, or I don't see anything wrong. But a lot of people was like, "Yo, Revolt Saudi Arabia, that's really harsh." But that's the whole thing about being actually breaking the barriers. And revolt is a combination of two words. So revolution, I wanted to revolt against the mainstream music that we're listening to, and anything that we're actually being, um, you know, we're forced on. And voltage, which is my dream, is to have an own a radio station one day. Like that's actually my dream. I want to own a radio station. And so voltage, I was like, yeah, revolt, and it kind of came through. And this is how it actually kind of, the whole thing kind of sparked. Now, one of my main things, and one of the most important things that I wanted to kind of accomplish was, okay, you are on blogging, but it's, I wanted to be on the FM, to be honest. I wanted to be on the radio waves, and I wanted to make noise. Now, this is the crazy and interesting story, to be honest, because back then in 2007 or 8 or 9 and even 10, we had only one radio station, and they were very the typical, the typical maybe Arab station that was not. We did have an American base, I believe, at that point, station that played alternative rock or something like that. Um, but I couldn't get in touch with them or whatever. So we had only one official kind of station. In 2011, three stations opened up, more youth oriented, more, just a little bit, even speaking the dialect of the Hijazi language of, just, how my cousin would speak or how my friend would speak. Because back then we had the stations, and it was, with all due respect, shout out to my brothers and sisters from Lebanon, it was a Lebanese lady or man speaking for Saudi public, a good morning, a good afternoon, good evening. So there was a big, kind of culture, like, I sometimes don't understand the sarcasm or the the funny jokes that it's made, because obviously you're not Lebanese, and it's that. So when these stations kind of open up, I approached a couple of them, but there's a backstory for this one. And um, before these stations opened, I myself, as Haas, went to the UAE, Bahrain, Egypt, Lebanon, and Jordan. These five countries, and I kind of pitched a show that says "Lesh Hip Hop," which means why hip hop. And I can really like looking back at it right now, I could tell you that I've met different people like Radioheads or radio, who was responsible in the radio, and they all didn't know each other, but they all looked the same. It's a suit and tie, and again, no problem with suit and tie, but I'm just saying that that was the visual that I saw, and it was like hip hop. What do you mean? 50 Cent, Little Wayne, little, not even Little Wayne, and it was like you're gonna play, you're a DJ, you're gonna yo yo, and you're gonna do that, and this is how I was talked to, and I was like I was like, no, I am actually not a DJ, not a producer. I am a radio host. And I want to host a show that talks about hip hop as a culture, because this is very, very important for me to talk about. I want to talk about Arabic hip hop. I want to talk about our struggles. I want to talk about da da da. So, yeah, I was rejected in all of these kind of countries and, or these radio stations. And when I went back to Saudi, this is where these stations opened up. And one of them was Mix FM. It took me 6 months, you guys, to convince the station to have the show, and it was just for me incredible. This is I think the announcement on it, and it was like hip hop on Saudi radio. It was done on Destination Jeddah, and just looking back at that, it was like wow. Just the station has officially launched Saudi's first ever hip hop radio show, and they started calling me hip hop enthusiast, and I'm like, whoa, yo, now this is crazy, and I got really hyped up, and I just want to take this opportunity to actually say that the show is actually still going on, and I'm celebrating 10 years next year, which is really, really cool. Yeah, thank you so much. I see you guys, which is amazing for me. That's a huge honor. So, which I'll get into in a second. Obviously, I moved to the UAE for my son, but the show still goes on. So when that happened, you guys, the whole thing about being radical, you're talking about all the station, they had talk shows and game shows, and none of the shows played hip hop. I come in on a at that point, as it was a Thursday because that was our weekend. Um, Coming in and playing some Arabic rap, some Public Enemy, some real authentic hip hop, and it was like for people, it was crazy because the first message I received on the 7th of June, 2011, um, was you're an infidel, which means into kafir. That's what I got the message. You are an infidel. And yeah, just looking back at it, every time I say the story, I kind of relive that moment because like I was like, wow. And I swear to God, you guys, I started seeing two roads. Am I really doing the right thing here? Like, is that something I really should do? If that's the first message I'm getting, so that's the road I gotta quit now. And the other road is like, yo, I'm not doing anything wrong against my culture, religion, that vibe. I was like, let's go. So I remember taking a 7-minute break. I played a couple of songs. I kind of went back on the air, kind of calmed down a little bit. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead with this. And subhanAllah, fast forward 2, 3 years later, people start saying, thank you for changing my opinion about hip hop. Thank you for introducing us to amazing, incredible talent and all that good stuff. Which again, it didn't start easy though. It was very difficult and it was very hard. I gotta just talk about the hip hop thing because a lot of people don't know, the history about it. Yes, it is an American culture that started up in the early 70s in New York, in the Bronx. This is actually where it started, you guys, like 1520 Sedgwick Avenue. This is where hip hop culture started. The man you see on the right or the left, depending where you are, is DJ Cool Herc. He's the father of hip hop, and he is somebody that we all should know, respect, and love. And he's the creator of this culture. And I remember you can see the video on YouTube. It's an audio video. When I had the pleasure to interview him, and again, being the radical person I am, and the like just you know. Uh, I worked 3 years or 4 years to get DJ Cool Herc to be on the show with me, and I'm really proud to say that so far I'm the only one that actually interviewed him. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm talking from the Arab region because, like, eh, on one end, it's a really cool thing to happen, but on the other end, I was like, how come people didn't really know who created hip hop? And no one really focuses about the essence of things. So when I talked to him, and obviously he said, "Where are you calling me from?" And I said, "Saudi Arabia." And he said, "Wow, hip hop reached that far." I was like, "Yes, sir. You created a culture that now reached everywhere, and this is what's beautiful about it." So my main focus, you guys, is Arabic rap, and I just want to kind of take you quickly where, if you're confused about, Arabic rap and stuff like that. This is just a quick thing about where did it actually start from? Like, where did the Arabic rap start from? So it started off from brothers and sisters. Yeah, go ahead, Miss Renda.
Just if you can move with your slide so we can see the pictures that you were talking about. We're still at slide one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, oh, that's what Dr. James was meant. I am moving them. Oh my God. Okay. Uh, I am so
So
sorry for that.
no, no, it's
Okay.
okay. We're using our imagination with you, so we're on board, so we're good.
Oh, yeah. It's actually moving, so it's kind of interesting. Do you see the screen now?
Now we see it. Yeah. Try again.
Oh wow.
And if you
Do
it,
do you see this?
yes, we see racism to the left, political low page.
Oh, okay, okay. So I think the play button is not working. I'm so sorry. This is what I was talking about, the hip hop thing. So let me play it like that from the computer. My bad, you guys. So sorry. Okay, so basically, again, just rewind. This is where, obviously hip hop started. My bad for that. Going back to this, just to explain where Arabic rap kind of started from. It started off from our brothers and sisters in North Africa. So when you want to talk about Arabic rap as a genre, you got to give respect to the brothers and sisters in North Africa, Libya, Tunis, Algeria, Morocco. And it's very, very important, obviously. And why? Because obviously the reason is, a lot of, the brothers and sisters traveled to Europe and specifically France to get away from, maybe the low paid jobs, political situation in the country. And when they arrived to France, obviously, the way that hip hop kind of moved was from the U.S. to Europe to North Africa, and then to the Levant, and then to GCC. So a lot of people always ask me this: how is it different? I was like, okay, North Africa, the rap that comes out of there is very geopolitical because of that reason. Obviously, all these people, when they went to France, or specifically, Europe, um, it was like, they started rapping in French, and they realized, hey, you know what? We're Arabs. Started rapping in Arabic, and this is how it actually started. And when you go to the Levant area, like countries like, Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, you'd find out that the topics that the rappers are talking about are more like social and political. And then when you move to the GCC, which is the interesting part, there was a lot of imitation and diss culture. When I say dissing, there was a lot of copy pasting from the West, and that happened in all. But in the GCC, it was even more. Like when I walk in the streets of Jeddah, or even Mecca and Medina, to be honest, you'll see murals of Tupac on the wall, and that's kind of really revolutionary. Tupac was not just a rapper; he was a philosopher, and he was, he definitely, people connected with him on that level. Um, so there's a couple of things I got to talk about before I mention a very two important points. There's something in me that happened in 2014 when I met Chuck D. Chuck D is the front man of Public Enemy. Public Enemy are the people that brought, Fight the Power, and many other great, incredible songs. So I was really big on Twitter, still am, and I found out that Chuck D is going to Beirut to give a talk with his wife in the American University of Beirut. And I was like, okay, uh, I got to fly there. And I found out just the day before. And I hit him up on Twitter and I said, if I come to Beirut, can I meet you? And he's like, of course. And I was like, wow, I just can't believe that. And I actually flew from Jeddah to Beirut to meet him. And this is me and him walking in the streets of Beirut with a couple of, rappers and producers. The interesting part is this. Why am I calling it rejuvenated? At that point, I'd done the show for 3 years. I was kind of a bit low, to be honest, because I'm fighting a bigger thing than me. I'm fighting ignorance. I'm fighting people not believing in me. I'm fighting people telling me that you're copy paste. I'm fighting people telling me that, yo, hip hop is an American culture. Don't force it on us. All that stuff. So I was a bit low. And then I remember meeting Chuck D, and I just want to kind of paint the picture for you guys. It was like there were people, rappers and producers sitting on the table, and I walked into the coffee shop, and Chuck D kind of stood up and said, "Big Hoss." And I swear to God, those rappers, they're like, "How that? What? What is? How come Chuck D knows big? Like what? What? How is that?" And I remember, and this is why a very, very important emotional moment to me. He came and embraced me really big time. And he said, he whispered in my ears, he's like, I see you struggle, keep fighting, stay the course. And I was like, wow. The whole time I'm sitting on that table, friends of mine keep telling me, I think you had a out of body experience. And I wasn't really, um, yeah, I just couldn't believe it. So I owe a lot to Chuck D. He went on later on and kind of tweeted, my man Big Hass from Saudi Arabia to unite the 11 nations of Arab MCs in hip hop. These USA corps labeled them as terrorists. And it's just wow. I mean, like, it's a lot of things, like that. And I wanted to see if I think we have a little bit, like few minutes. I wanted to kind of uh, see with you guys if I can play a little bit of Arabic rap for you guys. And this is Brother Ali, who's one of my favorite rappers. But I want to kind of show you how Arabic rap started and how what's the um, in terms of like so okay, the clip I'm about to play right now is out of Algeria, and this is officially or not officially one of the very first Arabic rap that you can hear. And I'm about to play right now. Please give me a thumbs up if you're able to hear it, which is now.
يدي هازك فينا نصدم في الضمان مادام الفن ولع فينا قفلوا البيبان على سميهم لي زارتيستا تبعوا الفن كركارة ونساو لي بان كارتيستا في الريسك راحوا طاحوا في البياج نتاعهم معليش انا هنا انا هو اللي حنمنعهم نتبعهم.
So you can see really crazy. I gotta point out, for example, out of Morocco, these guys that you see right here, Fnair, did a song discussing the Casablanca bombings. The reason why I'm saying this was back in 2003. It was very, very emotional track. And this track aired on all national radio and TV across Morocco. It sounded like this. Can see again, there's a lot of imitation also to the West and to the American culture. Um, this one right here is out of Jordan, and this is actually, I wouldn't say it's a rap song, but this is from Abi Yusuf. And if you're an Arab speaker, get ready to kind of maybe crack up. And it's released in 1993, and a lot of people are saying this is the first kind of comedy Arabic rap, and it sounds like this. And you'll see what he's saying.
أبو يوسف ماشي بالشارع شفت حلوة بتركض رحت أركض معها قلت لها يلا نقعد قالت لي كعكب عجوي قلت لها ما عاكي.
So this guy, if you're Arab, you'd really understand that this was really kind of funny in a way. And this is what I was talking about. The Levant is just, for me, a bit crazy. I got to talk, for example, quickly about Dam, which I'm about to play right now. They're a Palestinian hip hop group, and they're very, very political. So this one sounds like this. So he's saying in one of the verses, it's like, why is the children of the world is free and I have no freedom? The Mani Hurriya song, which I have no freedom, was really, really powerful. Again, these guys were rapping and singing about something different than, with all due respect, shake your booty or like, I love you and you love me. And this is what attracted me to this whole thing from the first place, to be honest. I think I have a couple of more minutes. And what I wanted to do actually is two things. I wanted to say what can we do to change how people view Arabic rap and how you know, generally, because you know it's very hard for me to come here and talk to you guys about Arabic rap. And this is kind of a big kind of summary of what I do. I host a hip hop radio show in Saudi. I'm a blogger. I'm an MC. I try to support the local and regional talent. I try to diversify myself. But my main passion is definitely hip hop. And what you're about to listen to right now is what I think can not only save Arabic hip hop, but also me talking to a lot of hip hop heads. They're big believers that this is the way, which is sampling. So I'm about to fuse and show you how Farid Al Atrash, who's a legendary, you know, artist in Arabia, can be actually hip hop. And these are two producers from Syria. Their name is Orient Squad, and this is actually how sampling, very simple sampling skills sounds like. So that's the Oriental, and then the beat comes in. So for me, this is crucially, you know, important to do that. I want to kind of end with a message that I received from this gentleman. Brother Ali is one of my favorite humans on earth, and he is an incredible, legendary MC from Minneapolis. And when I want to kind of leave what he says, and then I'll get back to it. I promise 1 minute, and then we'll come back. But this is Brother Ali. I asked him for a shout out for something like, yo, hey, this Brother Ali, you're listening to Big Hass. And this is actually what he said.
Assalamu alaikum world, this is Brother Ali from the Mighty Rhymesayers crew in Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA. In the mix right now with my brother, my dear friend, my hero, one of the most important DJs on earth, and the greatest dad alive, Big Hass. This is the Jissa mixtape, and Big Hass is who he is because his heart is large enough to incorporate the entirety of the hip-hop tradition and then also the Muslim world. These aren't two communities, they're one. Hip-hop is the voice of Islam in modern times, and Islam is the spiritual heart of hip-hop. They're not two, they're one. And Big Hass reminds us all of that. He lives it, he embodies it, he's the symbol for it. And he's a sign of God. So, with that, this is a song that he's agreed to play for me as a favor to me that I have called Sensitive. It's about being an artist.
So this is, I mean, when I received that, I cried for like, you know, half an hour, to be honest, really. I was like, wow, getting this message, because I just simply said, yo, I need a shout out. So, you know, you guys, you have your life kind of, this is what I meant by this blue-eyed kid Saudi who is just, who would have known that I would have gone and do these things, and then just kind of in the last kind of 25 minutes, 30 minutes when I'm talking, it's just really crazy to put everything in one perspective and to, you know, to find out who you truly are. I, as a kid from Saudi Arabia, got hit with these 4 MCs early on, and then which are these MCs? These are the MCs that impacted me. And then all over, I kind of, my world opened and my mind started elevating and I changed as a person. I started thinking differently. And this is the crazy part of this whole journey, because then it impacted me. And now I feel I want to impact other people. One of the old Bedouin saying, it's a very old Bedouin saying, I'll say it in Arabic and then I'll translate it. It says that, إن الإنسان الذي لا أثر له لا حياة له. A human being that has no impact has no life or has no trace. So when I heard that, and when I saw calligraphy artist El Cid draw this mural in Jeddah, my hometown, and I was with him, it was just kind of a big, huge sign that I'm doing the right thing, even though everyone around me at that point believed I'm wrong. Seriously, everyone. No one believed. No one believed. And still people till now, they you know, you got it. But you know, I'd like to end with this, and I'm sorry I'm taking just a couple more minutes. I'd like to end with this. There's a story that kind of simplifies why I do what I do for. I host a hip hop radio show in Saudi. Obviously, hip hop is not only rap. Hip hop is rap, DJing, graffiti, breaking, or break dancing, right? So one of the people that listened to us was, or listened to me, was a graffiti artist. He was from Saudi Arabia, from Medina, one of the two holy cities. And he's like, one time, I think it was 2014 or 13, messaged me. He's like, Hass, I am a graffiti artist. I love graffiti, but my father is against that culture. He thinks it's an American culture. I was like, wow. Is there a possibility you could give him my number and he'll call me anytime? So I remember him calling me after 3-4 months from that exchange. And, I got the call and he's like, I just want to say to you, the father, that I've been listening to your show for the past 3-4 months and you've changed my idea about what hip hop is. I now know more. And I want to tell you that I've just bought, and he built a wall for his son back outside his house for the son to be a graffiti artist. And I was like, when I heard that, I was like, you know what? Like, this is what I do, man. Like he bought his son a wall, or built a wall for his son to practice, to become a graffiti artist, because of me. So that's one person that I managed to connect with, you guys. So I think, again, whoever tells you that you're doing something revolutionary, whoever tells you, oh, this is too radical, oh, this is not going to work, well, you know what? Just kind of ignore them in a polite way and just kind of move forward. And, never let anyone really tell you what you can do or not can do. I know that's very kind of cliche and a bit, cheesy, but this is exactly what happened to me. And that's why I'm saying it's crucially important. So, yeah, God bless you guys. I can't wait to hear from you again. So sorry for the presentation thing. Much love and respect to Creative Morning and the Dubai team, and peace and love.